Greetings YouTube, and welcome back for another installment to our Ingredients for Growth. Today we're going to build on the idea behind hard work. I wanted to introduce this include this as one of our ingredients for growth because I spent a lot of time, even I want to say years, just spending my days just working hard and trying to tear through my to-do list. And I just really felt that if I was laying in bed at night and I was tired and I felt like I had accomplished stuff, that I had actually accomplished stuff. And as years passed, I always would look back on New Year's Eve and think, man, I'm really not that much different this year than I was last year. I think that's always a good, check-in point for us to reflect back on the year that we had. We should probably be doing it more often than, annually, but that was always a big one for me to be able to look back and say, who I was December 31st last year versus who I am today. There's definitely some improvement and I've had some growth, but all the hard work that I put in, I just really feel like there should be more of a difference between, who I am today. And so I started to look into all of the hard work that I was doing and how I was spending my day. And I realized that I really had an old school mentality when it came to hard work. That mentality of, put your chin down, go to work, don't ask questions, and good things will eventually start to come to you. As I looked into it more, I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think that it could be improved on. There's people that have had that mentality and that attitude that have, accomplished a lot of, very good things in their life. A lot of our parents, a lot of people that have had that mentality have gone on to retirement and, look back on their lives and are extremely happy. Again, not saying that it is something wrong with that old school mentality, but that it could be improved on. And so that's what I started to look into, and so I have just 3 points that I want to bring up for us to kind of base our new mentality around on how to make hard work really work for us and make changes in who we are as a person. When we go to bed at night, it's not about that to-do list and all the check marks that we have on it, but the changes that we've had within ourselves as a person. Alright, so again, just trying to make this hard work really work for us, okay? It's kind of like when you invest your money. You let your money make money for you. So when you're doing this hard work, it's your time, your most important asset. You want to make sure that that time is compounding on itself, making you a better person instead of just a couple check marks on your daily to-do list, okay? So to get right into it, the first thing that we're going to talk about is planning and preparing. An example of this, I want to use the fire department, the career that I have. We go to buildings all the time and we pre-plan. And what we do in that pre-plan is we think about a different approach of, if something was to happen in this area, what would we do? Or in that area, what are the potential hazards in this building? If there's a kitchen, if they're cooking with propane gas or natural gas, or just the differences in different structures. Of course, it's hard to understand everything and know everything like the back of our hand, but at least we have an idea and we go through and we make drawings and we have ideas and approaches on target hazards and things that are going to be of importance or of significant hazard to us. So we pre-plan and we just do the best that we can to understand what we're getting ourselves into in that situation. And of course, it's always for the protection of the citizens and for our own personal protection. But as you think about what we're doing as we go through those buildings, it's the same thing with our lives. Like, our lives are important. What we're doing with our time is important. It's an asset that we can never get back. As it goes, there's no refund on it. So we want to make sure that we're using that time to the best advantage that we can. So by planning and thinking about what we want our lives to look like and what we want to do, we can start to generate and form that idea. Now, obviously, it's kind of contrasting to what I'm saying about not just checking your to-do list. What I'm getting at, it's more of just planning your progress and how you want it to go. I want to become this type of person and this type of person. We've done different videos on goal setting and various other videos. But again, just have this plan and this idea so that as you're going into things, you kind of can anticipate what to expect. You can anticipate kind of like milestones on what you want to accomplish as you're going through your days. Now, we'll just get into the next step because we're really going to start to build on all 3 of these and how they work kind of synergistically with each other to really make this hard work for us. So the second thing we're going to talk about is focus. And what I mean by focus is just attention to detail. Like I was saying, I spent a lot of time really just kind of busting through that to-do list so I could get all those check marks. And at the end of the day, all I had to show for it was a couple check marks with some ink and no real change in who I was as a person. I think of the old saying that, you know, a fence that goes up fast falls down fast. And a fence that goes up slow and it's built right is there to last. So as we're just trying to get through all these to-do lists as quickly as we can just so that we can get that check mark, there's no significant change in who we are as a person. So as we take our time and we really develop the habits and the things that we need to form through those exercises and through those processes, then that's when we really start to see the shift in who we are as a person, and again making that hard work for us and actually have some return on investment. Okay, and then the last one that we're going to talk about, and this kind of ties in, like I said, all three things that you can see how they all work together, is to always have an idea of what your bigger picture is. And so when we think about planning, it's your daily plans and what you want to do all the way up until about 18 months is like my recommendation. Anything past that, if you feel like you can go a little bit further, just understand that as you go further and further out in time, things get a little bit less concrete. There's more flexibility because you don't know what's going to come in those 18 months. I mean, you really don't know what's coming tomorrow, but as you go 18 months, you know, that's when things can really start to really go completely left. Your ideas can be completely different, where you want to go or what you're doing. It's a little bit too unknown to really have an idea, a good solid idea of what you're doing. But you know, when you have that plan, it's for us to build on, compound it like we've talked about in, you know, previous videos, and just make those shifts in who we are as a person. But this last step of staying focused on the bigger picture is something that I think a lot of us miss. And one of the things that I introduce into my life that you can introduce, and of course you can use whatever medium or whatever way of staying focused on that bigger picture or having a reminder really of that bigger picture. But what I use is a vision board. I have a vision board that basically just sits on top of my desk, just to the left of it, and I have pictures of what I want my life to look like. You know, different things about my personal self, materialistic things to you know, where I want to be. And so you just kind of put this collage together of what you want your life to be, and it's a very subtle way of just seeing it, and it kind of subconsciously reminds you, okay, that's ultimately what I'm working toward. That's what I do all of this hard work for, is to eventually get to that place. And so that's probably, to me, in my opinion, what we should do outside of 18 months. Leave it at that. Have it as a subtle reminder, something that we can come back to, look at it for 5 minutes, remind ourselves what we're doing it, why we're doing it, and then go back to what we're doing and planning today, tomorrow, next week, you know, next month, all the way up until 18 months. Have that general idea. And then, again, you know, just focus on the next step. Have attention to detail. Make sure that you're learning absolutely everything there is to learn in that phase. Understand that it's the process that really teaches you everything you need to know, not just the achievement. All right? And so that's it for this video. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you have any comments, please add it down below. I know a lot of people are maybe a little bit shy, but you can be a leader. To be a leader, you have to be the first one to do it, or one of the first ones to do it. So take the initiative, add in how you're applying your hard work, some of your own personal tips. Again, I'm not the end-all be-all. These are just some helpful tips to help you maybe not stay in that phase or in that thought process as long as I did, and really start to see how to utilize it in the best way possible to get, again, your maximum return on investment. Okay? So add your comments down below. I would love to hear from it. Other people, I'm sure, will appreciate it. So take the initiative and add it down below. And don't forget to subscribe for the channel. We have a lot more content coming up. We're going to be wrapping up the ingredients for growth. I think we have about 5 more to go. And, you know, you'll have all of those ideas on how to, you know, build yourself up. Again, just scratching the surface with it. But I think you can truly get a lot out of it if you spend some time kind of meditating and thinking about the stuff that we're talking about and how to introduce it and apply it to your life. All right. And we also are going to be releasing an ebook. It's going to be a free ebook that I'm going to be releasing to you guys. I'm going to have it on my website. I'll be adding it in the links, in the link below. It's still a little bit of work in progress, but it's going to be coming up here shortly. And again, it's just all for our personal growth and the things that we want to do to solidify and build our foundation and who we are as a person, so that we can, live the best life possible and a happy life and everything that you want out of it. Okay, so that's my time. Thank you guys for yours. As always, I'm Jonathan. I'm signing out. Peace.